Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks with an update video today. Had a bit of a chat about what's happened in Spain over the last week or so while I go for a walk with my furry friend Mia. So let's go for a walk. Now I'll get the weather out of the way and what's happening here in the barrio. As you can see, we've got some public works going on at the moment. We've had workers here over the last couple of days digging up the sidewalk or the footpath because of this problematic tree here. The roots of the tree destroying everything around it, lifting up the pavement, and the public workers from the local council have been here, as I said, for the last couple of days trying to get this in order. Not sure how long it's going to take them, but probably a couple of weeks at least. And the weather, well, I think this image basically sums it up. Mild, overcast, and with temperatures today of around 23-24 degrees Celsius, I think. So, what's been happening in Spain over the last week or so? Well, unfortunately, it's all about the political division in the country. The left and the right continually at each other's throats, and it's starting to get ugly again, unfortunately. And it's a shame that the country is always trying to destroy itself from within. I mean, I could understand if the country was being destroyed from external forces, but Spain's enemies seem to be internal, and that's all part of the problem. And the current brouhaha here in Spain relates to the old problems, the problems between Spain and Catalonia, and the proposed amnesty that the Catalonians have put on the table for Mr. Sanchez to approve in order to give him support so that he can be re-elected Prime Minister in a couple of months' time. And that's what the brouhaha, as I said, is all about. The main opposition party here in Spain, the Partido Popular, wants Spaniards to hit the streets to demonstrate. They've called a rally for, I think, the 26th or the 27th of this month, and they're hoping that lots of people will get out and about and protest proposed amnesty. And Mr. Sanchez and company are not happy about what the PP is doing. They would prefer that people stay at home and just accept what is going on. They don't want people to get out in the streets. And in fact, some very harsh language has been thrown around recently by socialist politicians, especially when it comes to people that are calling for this rally or demonstration. Mr. Sanchez and company are accusing the opposition of trying to divide the country, of creating a hostile environment here in Spain. But let's be honest, Mr. Sanchez is pretty good at doing that all by himself. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks or so as far as these issues are concerned. But in any case, Spain is in for a rough couple of months as far as politics is concerned. Now, another story that is still dominating headlines here in Spain, unfortunately, is the Luis Rubiales kiss case. I thought this would have died down by now, but it is not the case. Now, I'm just going to interrupt the video to show you what we're dealing with here in Spain. There's a sign up here. I'm just going to turn the camera around, and it says "Está prohibido," which means that it's prohibited to leave rubbish outside of the containers. The containers are here, of course. It also says that you're not allowed to leave garden clippings inside or outside of the containers. So if you give the garden a bit of a makeover and you've got a couple of bags of leaves and things like that, clippings, tree clippings, you're not allowed to leave them in or outside of these containers. But let's go over here, and some clown has brought 6 bags of clippings. So that's what we're dealing with here, and I can almost guarantee that that person will not get the proposed fine. Can't remember how much it was, but I think it was around 6,000 euros. But anyway, now back to what I was talking about, and I can't remember. What was the topic? Oh yeah, Luis Rubiales. So anyway, what's the latest on this case? Well, yesterday Mr. Rubiales had a court case scheduled. He appeared in court here in Madrid, and he spoke to the judge about this case, obviously, and he was given a 200-meter restraining order with the player in question, the player that he kissed back in that moment in Sydney. I think it was a 200-meter restraining order. He can't be within 200 meters of this person, and also he cannot contact this person at all. So obviously there's something going on behind the scenes that not everybody is aware about, but the Luis Rubiales case slowly winding down. But the problems in Spanish football do not end with the Luis Rubiales case. In fact, some of the players in the women's national team are on strike at the moment. They are refusing to play for the country until huge changes are brought about in this organisation, the Royal Federation of Spanish Football. They want huge change. They want management changes, they want structural changes, and they want equality. The most important thing being their equality. They want to be on the same level as the men's team. So 100% equality is what they are after. So that's another interesting debate. Should there be equality, salary equality, when it comes to men's sports and women's sports? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, unfortunately, this week in Spain, there was another case of machismo dominating the press. A female television reporter was doing her job in the street. She was trying to get a news story happening. She was live, and a bloke walked up behind her and tapped her on the bottom. She questioned him, asked him what he was doing, and basically he gave some stupid answers. The people back in the television studio, as you can imagine, got quite upset about this, saying that it was a type of aggression and that people in the street or women in the street shouldn't have to put up with this type of rubbish. And I agree 100% with that. I don't know why some people in the year 2023 still think that it's okay if they see a member of the opposite sex to walk up and touch that person in a delicate position. I don't get it, but unfortunately it still happens, and the other day it happened on national television. So some members of our society, I'll say some, I'm not going to say all, still have a lot to learn. Now, the final thing I want to talk about today with this noisy road behind me, so hopefully it's not going to interfere with the sound too much, and it is one of the great debates here in Spanish society, the great Spanish tortilla or Spanish omelette debate. Do you have your tortilla with onion or without onion? That is the question, and that's what millions of Spaniards ask themselves on a daily basis when they are eating this Spanish food. And I will say that I think Tortilla Espanola is the second most famous Spanish food. Paella, number one, of course, and the Spanish omelette, Tortilla Espanola, number two. And apparently the debate has been put to rest. They've done a survey on the topic, and 70.4% of the people interviewed in their survey say that they prefer their tortilla with onion. So there we go. With onion is the choice of 70.4% of Spaniards when it comes to this matter. And they also say that they like their omelettes a little bit runny. They don't like them too firm. So let me know what your preferences are when it comes to this Spanish food, the Spanish omelette. Let me know in the comment section below. And let's be honest, it's pretty hard to find a person that doesn't like a Spanish omelette, especially a good one. Now, nowadays, there's lots of bad Spanish omelettes around. If you go into a bar or restaurant, you might not get the best Spanish omelette, and the supermarket variety, no way Jose. The only way to get a good Spanish omelette is to make it yourself, or if you're lucky, to get somebody to make it for you. It's a fairly simple thing to make. You only need a handful of ingredients: potatoes, eggs, of course, the two main ingredients, onions, salt, and olive oil, and away you go. A hot frying pan, and in 15 or 20 minutes, you'll have yourself a fantastic authentic Spanish dish. And as I said, probably the second most important Spanish dish behind paella, but again, that's just my opinion. And the Tortilla Espanola Spanish omelette is comfort food at its best. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to wrap the video up. Questions and comments, please leave them in the section below. If you've got an opinion on any of the topics that I have spoken about today, the comment section is the place for you. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego from the outskirts of Madrid. Bye-bye.